crispy Japanese gyoza with that beautiful like lattice work wing business going on. It's a little daunting to do at home, but I have a friend who's giving me all the tips for making crispy bottomed gyoza. Let's do it, my friends. Let's make Rie's gyoza with crispy wings. Oh my goodness, Rie, I'm so excited.
Me too. I'm a big fan.
Oh my goodness, I'm such a big fan.
I cannot stop like giggling.
I know, I'm a giggler as well. People in the comments are going to be like, oh, too much giggling. Oh well. Haters gonna hate. So Rie, I'm really excited because I have this. Oh my goodness.
Yay! I have it too.
I love it so much. Do you know what I love is that when I'm reading it, I feel like I can hear your voice like speaking to me from the pages.
First, channel your inner grandmother, then place the filling on the wrapper.
Oh, that's so wonderful to hear.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. Now, we're going to cook the gyoza with crispy wings recipe. Why don't you tell me about this recipe, please?
Sure. So gyoza is Japanese potsticker. And I grown up eating my mom's, and she used a lot of nira chives.
I was really interested when I was reading about the nira chives, and I love how you have this tip because I cook a lot of Chinese and Thai dishes, and we call them garlic chives or Chinese chives. And they make such a big difference to the flavor, don't you think?
You don't want to go on the date after you eat this dish. It's so good, but it's very garlicky.
It is. It's like the Asian version of eating raw onion or something like that.
Yes.
Do you want to talk me through like what are the crispy wings and what are some of your tips for getting that texture?
Make sure to use something it doesn't stick to it. You have a non-stick pan, that is great. Once it's kind of like start peeling off, you can kind of lift up and see, and then take a deep breath and put the plate on top and flip it.
I feel like this is the scary part of the recipe. I was reading that, I was like, whew, I love that tip. Take a deep breath.
If you follow the recipe, you will be fine.
Okay, awesome. I'm very excited. Thanks, Rie. Bye.
I can taste it.
Yes, garlic chives. I came all the way to Bangkok just to get garlic chives for you, Rie. No, seriously, these really do have a different flavor. They kind of look a little bit like spring onions or green onions, I guess, but they don't have the white stem down the bottom. And the flavor is decidedly more garlic. So that's why they're called garlic chives or Chinese chives. But I'm glad that we got the right chives so I can make my proper Rie gyoza. Okay, so I'm here. I have the garlic chives. Now I can make Rie's gyoza. I didn't come all the way to Bangkok just for that. I came for other things, but I'm happy to be here in Bangkok making Rie's gyoza now that I have my garlic chives from the local market. Okay, we're gonna make dipping sauce first of all. For the dipping sauce, I need to mix together a 1/4 cup soy sauce, 1/4 cup rice vinegar, a tablespoon of toasted sesame oil, and a teaspoon of chili oil. Ooh, that is one yummy dumpling sauce. Ooh, I like that. Thanks, Rie. Filling is next. So I have pork mince, green cabbage, and the garlic chives.
I tried to think of something like, something else you can use instead of nira chives, but it makes such a huge difference. And this is something like very special recipe from my mom, so I didn't want to, exclude it.
So sometimes it's important to stick with the traditional. I also need to add in some finely chopped shiitake mushrooms, a little dash of grated ginger, 1½ teaspoon soy sauce, 1½ teaspoon sesame oil, 1½ teaspoon sake, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. Now I know not all of you will be able to get garlic chives, and if that's the case, what I often do when I'm substituting for this particular ingredient is use spring onion, but a little dash of like grated garlic. That's not Rie approved, by the way. I didn't check on that. That's just my own little addition. So before I start making my dumplings, I'm just gonna prepare a tray here just with some corn flour. This is really important because gyoza or dumplings or wontons tend to stick if you don't either put some baking paper down or some corn flour. And we're ready to roll. So I have my filling, gyoza wrappers, some water, and let's do it. Take a wrapper and just put a scant tablespoon of filling into the center. Now dip your finger and just lightly wet the edges of the wrapper, and now you can start folding. So I like to fold the wrapper in half over the filling and then just pleat one side, and you're just going around the edges here. And this side should be pleated and the underside should be completely flat. Now that is a classic gyoza fold. Go through and do the other side, and this is what your gyoza should look like. Now keep going until you've finished up all of your filling and all of your wrappers. And look at that, they're so cute. I just get so excited about like trays of dumplings. Anyone else? Is it just me? Okay, so one more thing we need to do before we get frying in the frying pan, and that is to make our mix to make those crispy wings or the crispy topping. So it's 1.5 teaspoons of corn flour, a little pinch of salt, and 1/3 cup of water. Just give that a really good mix.
You dissolve water with some starch. I use potato starch because that is more common in Japan than cornstarch. Tried with cornstarch as well. So if you can only find cornstarch, that's totally fine. But original recipe is potato starch. So make sure to use pan that doesn't stick.
So I'm starting off with a warm pan here. I'm going to add just a little bit of oil, and I want to place my gyoza in a circle. So the idea here is that we put them in a little circle fairly close together so we can try and get a really lovely crust that kind of joins all of the gyoza together. Okay, so I let these cook for around about 2 minutes. Now once you have a really lovely sort of golden bottom like this on your gyoza, now we can go in with our corn flour mixture. Get your lid ready and pour that in. Lid on top. Turn the heat down a little bit now, and then we just want to let this simmer for about 6 minutes, and that's going to help to steam the dumplings through, and then we'll come back and we'll work on our crispy wings. Ooh, smells good. So at this point, you want to allow any extra liquid here to evaporate. So I'm going to leave this for another 2 minutes or so. So this is looking pretty good. I'm going to drizzle a little bit of sesame oil around the edges of the gyoza. That's a really good tip from Rie, by the way. And then increase the heat and just let that oil kind of like dry up and form those crispy wings all around the outside of the gyoza. Around about 2 or 3 minutes here. Take the pan off the heat and now just let the gyoza rest in that pan until the bubbling stops, about 1 or 2 minutes. So this is getting exciting. Now I just need to loosen up that crust a little bit with my spatula here. Ooh, this looks promising. Okay, my plate goes on top. And what did Rie say in the call? She said, deep breath, channel your inner Asian mama.
Said, channel your inner grandmother. But I think you have a mother who cooks very well, so just channel your mom.
Okay, I will channel my Asian mom. That's actually going to help me a lot. I will do that.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. Deep breath back. Okay. Let's go. I feel like this is a scary part of the recipe.
Channel your mom.
Ah! No, just sorry. Let's get you back. All right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yes! Round of applause, please. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Look how nice that looks. Look at those lovely wings. Ah, I am so happy with that. Ah, That lettuce work, those crispy wings, that texture is gonna be amazing. I can tell already. Okay, dipping sauce. It's hot. I recommend waiting for the dumplings to cool down before you eat them. Wow, that crunch, so good. And the flavor, it's just the perfect balance of ingredients in the center. Like, I really love the earthy mushroom flavor, and the garlic chives really do make a big difference there. And that dipping sauce is really yum. Thanks, Rie. So beautiful to be able to receive your book, and how lovely to be able to make these beautiful gyoza. Now I'm just gonna eat dumplings to my heart's content.